I got to lean in.
Surprise, surprise.
I hate you so much.
A week ago,
I
that song
quit.
kept in the chokehold for about a week. I mean, I'm not in the chokehold anymore, but when I
Oh
now
my God.
again, I'm kind of getting back in it. So yes. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Lean for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm here with Jamie and Shantae. And as I said, we're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. The episode just went off about 24 minutes ago. You guys know we come on live at this time of 9:20 p.m. Eastern, directly after Married to Medicine, which goes off. So back to back shows, back to back. You can get you a fun, vibrant, chaotic craziness over there at Married to Medicine. You can come over here and kind of chill down, drink your wine. They drink whiskey over there, but we drink wine and we
from the bottle, from the damn bottle.
And yes, things like that over here. But like I said, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This season is progressing. We didn't talk about the reunion last week, but we know that as I mentioned, first chair was Monica and Heather. So it looks like their feud elevates more over the next few episodes. I think we may have I'm going to say about 3-4 episodes left because I know
this was episode what, 10?
This is 11.
11, yeah. I thought we were getting like a 15-ep season with 2-part reunion.
16. I can see them pushing 16. I hope not.
They better not.
Well, next week is the trip. That's going to probably be about 3 episodes, and then they come back and have something. And so I'm going to just, I want to be optimistic and say 2 more episodes, but it's probably going to be 4. Just because they like to drown us with these seasons. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys check out all of our other other shows. I'll talk about them later, but you guys by now, hopefully you've gotten a hang of our busy schedule because it's crazy out here, as I always say. All right. So in this episode, last week we had the Pioneer brunch and Monica was over it. Now some pictures came out afterwards, a group shot, and I'm not gonna lie, like Monica had me crying laughing because that lady was over it. It lets me know that she was really over it in real time, and this show is wearing low on sister. Not only is her mother, but this show is wearing her out. And that's getting her. Welcome to housewife culture and the universe, Monica. This is it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better right now. This is not. So we pick up this episode with a scene with Heather and Angie. And Heather is just talking to Angie, and this feels like Monica is not consistent in who she is. She says she's happy, and then she's sad, and she's like quiet and emotional. She's all these things, but she's not really sure if she's going on the trip. But she's like, "Well, honey, I'm happy. The trip is going to happen regardless. Like I was excited for the Bermuda culture and everything that Monica talked about as relates to her summers being there in the past. But she says this trip is going to happen regardless, with or without Monica." Angie does agree about Monica's about how she is being portrayed and how she comes off, but she thinks that Heather should have a conversation with her before the trip, if she's even going on the trip, right? And then I'll tie in this other scene. There was a scene with Whitney and her husband, and they kind of talk about the aftermath of the podcast. And Whitney gets a text message finding out that her best friend Sherry has cancer. Well, not that she has cancer, but basically it's starting to. She's been fighting for a while, but it's starting to get to a bad place for her. They kind of, in this moment, talk about how their problems are trivial and it's very minimal, so they should probably focus on other things. Basically, life is too short. Let's try to redirect all of our energy towards our bad relationship storyline to something else, because we're actually not really going through anything. We're just kind of putting on for the cameras, but there is something that's much bigger, i.e. Sherry's cancer. And so that's what they come to conclusion on. So I'll start with you, Shantae. Any thoughts on the conversation between Heather and Angie, or Whitney and her husband discussing their marriage and then Sherry's cancer? Shantae.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with Heather because I used to have her as my favorite of Salt Lake City. And over time, she's, kind of shown how thirsty she is. And in this scene, I definitely felt like her and Angie were doing a little bit of revisionist history when they were talking about, how Monica was behaving at the Pilgrim lunch. I don't know what it was. Pioneer lunch. That's what it was. And then I didn't like how she compared Monica to Jen Shah because I don't get that vibe from Monica. Monica definitely brings drama, but it's way more authentic to me. Jen would have these random explosions that were often violent and volatile and sometimes seemingly out of nowhere, and I still think that Jen did know, what she was doing to those victims, and she was way more sinister to me than Monica is. I know Monica has these scamming allegations against her, but I see her more of like a charade than a Jen Shah in terms of her scamming and not paying and stuff like that. And then I just totally felt bad for Whitney. And I thought it was cute that Whitney and her husband had the matching Gucci shirts. But what stuck to me was, how Heather was behaving. What did you guys think?
I agree, Shantae. Even at the tail end of last week, when you see Heather sitting at the table and basically gaslighting Monica's like, you came at her hard out of nowhere. And I'm like, was Heather at a completely like different lunch that we were at? I just didn't, that was very, very odd for me. Everybody that has been on this panel for the last 4 seasons, I don't even know what season we're in right now, has said the exact same thing. And it's Heather definitely has tendencies to be a pick-me and to be thirsty with whoever is going to get her like the most acceptance. And right now she's wanting to get in good with Angie because Angie's in good with Lisa. She just got good with Lisa. So she wants to stay on Lisa's good side. And that's basically what it read to me. Is she just made up with Lisa and she's wanting to show Lisa how much of a good friend she is. I really did feel bad for Monica. Granted, Monica's mouth gets her in a lot of trouble. And so, she admits later in the episode, she goes low when she fights, but the fights that we've seen happen, that girl be minding her business and somebody comes for her first. But the issue is whenever you hit at the chest, she hits at the knees. So just don't start with her and we won't have to worry about anything getting gutter because she doesn't know how to keep things above the waterline. I agree with Cortez. This marriage storyline that Whitney and her husband seem to have, he doesn't seem like he's 100% in it. Like he feels like a little like trepidation of discussing that they're having like marital issues. And I think she's bored of it also. So it, not to say that another storyline came along, but it is, we've seen her friend pop up over the years. And so I didn't even know that her friend was sick until this scene. So it was really, really sad to hear that she was going through that. And then later on in the episode that she lost her battle. So it really does. I agree. It puts like fights that we're seeing into perspective. They're just very frivolous and very, they're unnecessary and they're a waste of damn time, but they're entertaining. So
Two
be a
things.
dichotomy.
One, if she reminds her of Jen Shah, then you would think Heather would want to be her friend because Heather was sucking on Jen Shah's boobies up until she went into the
day of court.
into the cell. She probably walked her in, helped her, and everything else. So Heather, I wouldn't be trying to make that comparison because you were all up in that person's butt crack. And
Slap butt crack.
As far as I'll say this, Monica reminds me a lot of Candace and Jennifer Aiden because these are 2 women on the show that they don't really start mess, but when they get in mess, they get in it and they say stuff. And the rest of the cast on Potomac and Jersey are always trying to crucify them for saying the things they do, but really realistically, they're responding. Lisa is not innocent. It did start, we know, at the beginning with the whole talk of being materialistic. But as we said last week, when Lisa spoke on Monica's mother and her parenting situation, she did it deliberately. She knew what she was doing. And so at that rate, Monica has every right. Even last week when they played the game, I mean, I'm still mad at Lisa because Lisa robbed us of an entire scene we could have seen because she just had to. I don't know why they made her go first. It was clear. It was clear she was going to say Monica was the one she would kick off the damn wagon. But I will ride for Monica because she is similar to Jen and Candace. Jen I go up and down with, but I do see Jen. I don't think this now here lately she do be in some mess, but in her early she was coming in, they were coming at her, and so she came back. This is what happened. I think Monica and them they're all within the same, and so I'm gonna ride for Monica now. For now. Now, if she starts scamming old people and calling my grandma getting money, then I might not. But
we're gonna reassess.
She's not a Jen Shah at all. She is actually a lot more enjoyable than Jen Shah, and I do kind of slightly miss Jen Shah, but only her delusions. That's it.
I don't.
That's it.
We got Lisa.
Shah amazing to you? She wasn't Shah amazing?
Yeah. From that moment over, she's been delusional since her first season.
Chad is a stan.
Chad is a stan. Thank God he's not here tonight. But all right, so the next scene was actually quite interesting. It went many different ways. So it was Lisa and Meredith. Now we know that they have been on, we thought, an up in their relationship because they've had a crazy, rocky last 3 seasons. They started out as friends, and then Lisa told us that Meredith has sex with men in New York and everything else going on. So she spilled all her tea. Surprise, surprise. Is what
surprise
told us in that thing, right? But they talk about Meredith's upcoming event. Apparently, Meredith has a jewelry line as well. Now, the prism Whitney's thing is jewelry too, right?
Yes, it was a collaboration with I thought it was a collaboration with an established jewelry line. She was just doing like a little collection that she kind of co-signed her name on. That's what I got from it. Meredith, this is her like line.
So everybody in Salt Lake City, they're gonna make liquor, jewelry.
Potomac, they're making candles.
They're making candles. So I mean, okay, we get it. They're gonna make it. I'm sure Mary may have a jewelry line. I may actually buy that.
But Whitney's is also crystals, which is like a spiritual thing.
Oh, that's right, because they have the sounding board.
Crystals for healing and things like that.
Whitney is spiritual. Let's just start. I don't believe that. She's lying. Okay. But anyway, they have the conversation, and Lisa is, she starts the conversation by talking about Monica. It's just like, she just doesn't understand, like with her, like you can't talk to Monica. She just goes so low and so low, so low. And she says that honestly, if she really wanted to read Monica, she would, because there's so much she could read her mouth. There's so much hanging fruit. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know if there's so much. I mean, you're probably going to go down the same line of she's broke, she don't have this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else you really can say about Monica in this moment, not now. But she says she has. And so Meredith asks Lisa if she told Angie whether or not she would threaten her. And so Lisa kind of, do y'all think Lisa relayed the message back to her the way she gave it to Angie? Because she asked her, and I can't think of how Lisa worded it, but she kind of said,
neither could Lisa. Neither could Lisa.
Yeah, it was kind of, she was talking in circles. But what she did say was that she, even if it was directed at Meredith, she wouldn't support it. Basically, she doesn't support anybody that is making any kind of accusations about anybody's relationship, marriage, any lies. And she says that even if it was you, Meredith, I wouldn't support it. And so Meredith was like, well, honestly, Lisa, I'm only responding to Angie. And she's like, well, I mean, it relates to your situation with that you have with Angie right now. So what's different than what I'm doing and what you're doing? And so Lisa feels like there's no difference. And so they go back and forth about using the word threat. And Meredith says, well, I didn't threaten her. She says that she could, but she says that I could have, I said what I could have done, but I didn't do it. So what you relayed was kind of false. And so basically she says that there's plenty of rumors out there about all of us, you, me, everybody here probably on this panel probably got rumors about us. I don't know. Jamie. Yeah, Jamie
I got a call. I'll be right back. I'm busy.
But they kind of go back and forth about that situation again. And Lisa talks about how she took a step back from her relationship with Meredith, and Meredith is gagged. She's just like, so you took a step back from me, but not a step back from Angie? And she's just like, yeah, I did. So, Meredith is like, listen, I'm not the one that has all this ammo. I'm not the hurricane. And I couldn't quite hear what she said. I tried to rewind it back 3 times, but I don't have subtitles on. You know, Meredith get to slurring her words. I don't know what she's saying, but that's basically what she implied was that she's not the one that has all this ammo, and kind of insinuating that someone else does. I'll stop there and go with you, Jamie. Thoughts?
Lisa saying, I don't want to go low with Monica or whatever, but I could, is literally the equivalent of like what Meredith said about going against Angie. So I'm like, you're implying that if you wanted to say some nasty things about her, you could, but you're not going to. So I don't see what the equivalency is with Meredith. If I remember the scene correctly earlier, Lisa didn't flat out say that Meredith threatened. She made it sound like it was a little more nefarious than what it was. And when Angie took it and blew up about it, Lisa didn't like correct her and was more like, yeah, like I can't get behind people that do that. She didn't like correct it really quickly. So she let Angie run with the narrative very much the same way that Monica early on took what Meredith said about the rumors and flat out was like, well, she didn't say the rumors, but these are the rumors that are here. So either way, you're never going to win an argument with Meredith Marks when it comes to arguing semantics, because the lady is a former attorney. And when she got to splitting hairs about the definition of threaten and what it implies and all that stuff, I was like, oh, Lisa, you're not going to outtalk her. But God bless, Lisa tried. I think in this whole situation, I'm glad Meredith kind of stood her ground and like held Lisa's feet to the fire, because Lisa this entire time lets everybody know me and Meredith are really trying to rebuild our friendship. We're really trying, but I can't get behind this. I can't get behind this. I can't get behind this. She spent all season telling people what she can't get behind with Meredith, but not telling any of that to Meredith. So I also find it laughable that Lisa was saying, Monica melts down and reminds her of Jen Shah and stuff. And I'm just like, we've seen Lisa melt down, literally calling her friend the slut of New York City, screaming and throwing her mic around. And I'm like, okay, Lisa. Okay. But yeah, it's Lisa is definitely leading into her villain era a little bit more. She's less apologetic about stuff. But it's still, I'm glad Meredith's clocking her really quickly and kind of keeping her honest as much as she can be on camera.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
JJ, go ahead.
I think Jamie told it like it was, because Lisa was genuinely gagged when Meredith brought up, the fact that she kind of was talking smack about her with Angie. Lisa had been triggered, I guess, by when Meredith was insinuating, the rumors about her husband and family. And all her confessionals, she was like, oh, Meredith does this to everyone. She did it to me. This is her MO. So even though she was pretending like she, might get back on the good foot with Meredith, she was definitely doing the whole, oh, let me stop Meredith from doing this again to Angie. And she was the most vocal one saying, no, the rumors aren't true. There aren't any rumors. Everyone's like, girl, stop. There's these rumors about this.
Even Angie admitted there are rumors.
Yes.
The rumors have been around.
Yeah, so Lisa was definitely on some, I'm gonna stop Meredith, this time in her heart. But then when she had the beef with Monica, she totally expected Meredith to just listen to her vent. And to me, I was seeing the selfishness of Lisa. She's definitely caught up in her own world, her own feelings. And she thought she was just gonna kiki about Monica. Meredith was like, listen, what have you been saying about me? Right. We are not good, and Lisa, she was definitely gagged to me because she's so caught up in her own world. And I don't know if she's ever going to really connect back again with Meredith. I would love to see them get back together because, like I said last time, I think that Meredith and her had the best alliance, for Lisa when it was good. But the way Lisa's set up with her selfishness, I don't think they're going to come back from it anytime soon,
I don't think Meredith wants it. Because Meredith's quick to call her on it.
But it's so many involving parties, and Lisa doesn't know how to be like a friend of many people. It's like it's hard for her. She always, she always picks a side, and you don't have to always pick a side. You can speak your piece. But she also, says things like, I think Sean S said in the comment, Lisa did it to Meredith on the hot mic. We have to remember, like, Lisa, you kind of started all of this with this. I mean, you didn't talk about a rumor. You talked about in your mouth, in your words, it was something like it was fact.
It happened. It
happened, and she's doing all these things. So, I mean, let's not have morals here, like all of a sudden, and act like okay, because she was. Meredith was having a conversation with Lisa. And I think Meredith was caught off guard when Lisa said that she was taking steps back from her because they were having a conversation. Meredith was upset. I mean, you're talking to your friend. That don't mean you run back to the person we're talking about. And I get that's your friend, but in that moment, she chose a side without even like thinking logical that, okay, she didn't threaten this girl. She's just saying like, well, listen, I could. If she want to keep going there, I can. And that's the same thing, like Jamie said. She says about with Monica, like, I can, do these things. I mean, and the more of the stories, if you say you can, then I guess let's just take it as you did and you are. That's what it seems to be happening. Meredith saying she wasn't going to do it, but we don't know. Basically, if she keeps pressing, it sounds like she will do it.
The thing with Lisa is for her friendships, Cortez, to your point, it's like she has a list of prerequisites that she feels her friends need to keep in order to prove themselves friends with her. But she never maintains those same prerequisites for herself to them. She's not loyal. She doesn't have their backs on stuff. She doesn't show empathy. She has no remorse for things that she says. She's extremely self-centered, but she wants everybody to be selfless and open and honest and communicative and this and that. And she's a little bit of a narcissist. We love Lisa Barlow. She's good TV. But it's like, oh my God, being a friend with her would be draining as hell.
In the same way, that she, is trying to, say that Monica is hard to talk to. Lisa is very hard to talk to. She may not lash out yet. She does get there. She does have Mad Day a lot. She has it at the end of this episode. She had it about the New York comment, but she's hard to talk to because she don't listen, and she's just she just kind of listens to respond, and she responds just like she's not even talking. She's not even acknowledging what we're talking about. She like Whitney says later, she lacks self-awareness. And I'm glad, and it's crazy that Whitney, the little girl, is saying that, but we'll talk when we get to that part. All right, so a couple of small scenes. Well, I'll talk about this one. So Monica meets up with Mary. I guess she, is confiding in her a little bit. And I was just like, okay, Monica's living for Mary. Mary had a good little side look.
Mary looked good. She had a little swoop. She had a little side bang. I said, okay, Aaliyah.
Antonio would be happy to see that wig. He was like, oh, that's a nice wig. But Mary feels like they both are at fault. He feels like they both add to the pot. Mary not being that close of a friend with Lisa. She knows Lisa very well. She has been at odds with Lisa since like forever. So she knows Lisa, but the fact she said they both were at fault, okay, that's a little bit of honesty. But she just feels like that it just needs to stop. Monica does acknowledge that all of this started when she did mention the whole comment about Lisa being materialistic, which is true. That is where the tension started. But it definitely escalated with the mom comment. Mary gives her advice and just basically like we just shouldn't hold grudges. And I mean, even Monica said it, like she should probably take her own advice because Mary, you are good for you talking about. You said my family, my husband out was a pornography. In other words, like, honey, that was 3 years ago. Although I do get it, Mary was not here last season, but girl,
to defend herself,
you held a grudge and you're holding it to Whitney, like you ain't letting it go. So,
but I'll allow it.
I don't mind it.
Hit that little girl every time you see her.
I mean, hey, it's great TV. We have a comment here from Punk Daddy before I let y'all go. Says, and thank you for the super chat too, Punk Daddy. That's an interesting name.
Come on, Punk Daddy.
I ain't never called my daddy a punk, but I get it. It says neither Monica or Mary are reliable narrators, period. Not reliable. You don't like neither one of them, Punk Daddy? I feel
Call in at the end of the episode.
I know, give us your thoughts, but thank you for the super chat too.
Thank you.
Did y'all have any thoughts on this scene with Monica and Mary? Anything y'all want to add, Shantae?
Yes, this is the link up that we needed because Mary is not afraid to say whatever she wants to these women. And Monica is kind of like that as well, So I feel like since Monica felt so ganged up on, she was definitely needing that extra, battery in her battery or recharge from somebody else who can really, get these girls together. So I love this scene. I definitely was wondering though, like, whose house is more tacky, Mary's or Giselle's? Because when I was looking at the kitchen with like the green walls, and there's like a black kitchen chair and a white kitchen chair.
I don't know, because after seeing Paige's house on Married to Medicine, maybe it's running. I love Paige, but when they showed, if you watch Married to Medicine,
oh my God, that's a lot.
Boy, that was a baby. These houses got a lot going on.
Yes.
What did Mary say? Who was a lot going on?
A lot going on. I don't know.
I don't know.
We should have to do a poll. Who house is the tackiest, Giselle,
my God,
or Mary's? Because maybe these houses are a mess.
Please put that on the page. I want to see the results because I can't decide.
The poll.
Yes,
I need a good picture of all the houses first.
Okay.
We'll call it the lean cribs.
Not cribs.
Lean cribs. Go ahead.
I need Mary in this hair every single time we see her. Like, Mary has never been one to be known for her wigs, and often she's 5'2" and her wigs can be a little heavy. This little haircut on her looked good as hell. Like, it was sleek, simple. Even her little outfit, she just looked very like she just took a little trip to Talbot's. She got her Renata Klein, Big Little Lies, East Coast housewife makeover. I loved it. I do want to see how this relationship unfolds, because as of the end of the reunion, Mary was the only one that followed Monica, or I think she ended up following Monica after the reunion. So either Monica laid these bitches to rest, and Mary respected what went on, or Mary didn't know who Monica was and accidentally followed her. Like, I want to see what happened. But
I'm gonna go with the last one.
I love that production. It's like, oh shit, we haven't seen Mary in 2 episodes. Quick, somebody get in there and film her. Like, we need to bring her on. I love this. I think I saw online that somebody said they want a spinoff of Mary just bringing random Bravo celebrities in for like lunch and just have them talk for 30 minutes. Because Mary would hate every minute of it, and it would be the most entertaining thing. So like I would watch Mary in that capacity. Lunch with Mary, tea with Mary, wigs with Mary. I'd watch it.
Watch lunch with Mary, and she's gonna just order McDonald's and a sweet tea. You don't watch that?
She's not going to want you around. She's like, can you go?
Right. I mean, I guess Lisa will have Taco Bell and 7-Eleven. So I guess you're right.
Not 7-Eleven.
We have another super chat from Punk Daddy. Thank you again. And he says, I hope if you're not a he, let me know. I don't want to misgender you now. I'm just saying they're both insane and are both liars, but also very entertaining. I grant you that. That's very true.
Yes. And then he's asking, how do we call in?
Oh, Punk Daddy, you can call it. So I'll probably open the lines in about 15 minutes, and then you'll be able to call in because we're kind of getting towards the end of the episode anyway. So I'll put the link in the chat. Just stay tuned for another like 15 minutes. I'll put the link in the chat, and if you call in, you'll be the first one on, regardless if it's another call.
He gonna cuss out Mary so hard.
Yep, that's okay. We'll allow it. All right, so we get to Meredith's event for her jewelry, and I'm gonna say Whitney walked in looking really good. I thought she looked like really good. I
was gonna say that this whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, like I said last week, I can give credit where it's due, and she's still a little girl, but she's becoming more of a little woman, and and in a way, we're gonna talk about that after this last scene. But she walks in, she's emotional after hearing, knowing that her best friend had passed, Sherry. Yeah. So, prayers to her. It definitely was bothering her, and she decided to go to the event anyway because she says that that's what her best friend would want, and she just wants to be in positive energy. They did show a clip of her best friend at the event, at the Prism event, which is not too long ago. So bless her heart for that, and kudos to her for going, especially to someone's event that she's been at odds with, Meredith, right? But of course, she also has the film, so I don't think she really had a choice to go. Well, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But Meredith, she tells Meredith, and Meredith gets emotional, and she is very touched that she still came. She's very appreciative as well. Lisa arrives, and Whitney feels like Lisa is slighting her by not really acknowledging her, not really speaking to her. And so, you know, I was kind of confused. I thought maybe she was ignoring her, but I think she just was expecting her to like flower her in love and support her, because she said she was the first person she told that her best friend had passed. So Whitney and Monica are off to the side looking at the jewelry, and Lisa comes up. And Whitney is like, I just want to get out of here. Like, she's already over it, so she walks away. But this brings a conversation between Monica and Lisa. And I'm gonna lie, I feel like Monica kept inserting herself in a lot of moments on purpose. I don't know if she's trying to, I don't know what she was doing, but in this moment, later on with the whole like the wine or the rum and the whatever that Bermuda stuff that she was giving out. But in this conversation, Monica apologizes, and as she's apologizing, Lisa is just like, "Oh my God, you're so good at apologizing. Keep doing it." Like, in other words, you're because in her apology, Monica was kind of like, you know, kind of giving Lisa some of her flowers, and Lisa was just eating it up. Monica was like, "I'm being serious. Like, listen to me, girl. Like, please, just listen. I'm trying to make up with you because to keep this show going." Thank God. And so they kind of bond a little bit more because she reveals to Monica that Jack is going to Bogota. And she says that Monica says that, you know, she is half Colombian and somewhere in her family as well. Monica is a lot of things. Okay. Bermudan, she's a Colombian, she's a lot of things. So hey, go off, sis. But I'll stop there. She's a lot of things. I'm you know, we're gonna find the next episode. She black, she probably got a little Puerto Rican in it. She probably be a lot of things. Cause I'm like, this lady, I want to know her lineage. It is long. But I'll stop there and get you guys' thoughts. Jamie, how did you feel about Whitney feeling slighted by Lisa and the conversation between Monica and Lisa? Do you think that this is really over? No. At least for now.
And nothing that you start with Lisa is ever over. Like, she's still randomly mad at Heather for season 1, saying they didn't know each other or whatever. I think Whitney has a right to feel slighted because, I mean, we saw, like, they were literally on top of each other, and Lisa stood right in front of her face for a good 5 minutes and didn't say a single word to her, and then turned around and walked away. So, like, yeah, I would feel like, you weird ass bitch, we were just texting this morning, like, what is going on? To circle back really quick, Cortez, Whitney did look really, really good this entire episode. Like, I think what it was is last season, she overdid it on the lip fillers and like some of the injectables, and I think those have kind of melted away. Her face looks natural, but I just saw a picture of her on Watch What Happens Live, and they're back in a big way. So it was definitely short-lived. My God, today. But yeah, I'm very happy that Whitney is kind of, ever since the rumor on episode 1, Whitney has kind of stayed out of starting drama, but has kind of stepped up and calling people's BS out. Like, before, she would just be messy and deliver bones and do whatever. All of the arguments and stuff that has come up, she's been like, yo, you said this, you did this, I don't appreciate this. And in the past, when she's done it, it's been kind of out of left field and very minuscule. But all of this stuff, like, particularly with Lisa, like, yeah, Lisa did that. Like, we can see clear as day. So I'm glad she's not being discriminatory when she's holding people's feet to the fire. She ate this one little thing. She can still choke for all I care. But she's becoming less intolerable this season. So we'll see how this goes. And then the conversation with Monica and Lisa, I was proud of Monica. Lisa responded the exact same way that I knew she would. She would not take any accountability. She would not return the apology. And she would just be like, yeah, I don't want to fight. Keep apologizing. I love it. But like, nowhere in that was like, you're right. I'm sorry as well for going low. I said some things that I shouldn't have said. I don't want to do that. It was very much, thank you. You're really good at this. Like, and that's the end of the story. But I was very proud of Monica for like just allowing that to happen and not getting upset, because I genuinely thought that Monica was going to turn around and be like, do you have anything you want to say to me? I was anticipating it.
Jesse?
Well, I guess I'll start from where Jamie ended and then go backwards, because in Lisa's defense, she did already apologize to Monica at the Prairie, I guess, event. Or what is it?
Apologize.
Pilgrim, Prairie, I don't know, whatever it was, they was churning the butter. So in a sense, Monica never accepted the apology and she ended it on a bad note, right? So I think that's why she gifted all the girls the rum and everything, to make nice and to show that, even though she had said she wasn't going and she rightfully was done with all of them for ganging up, on her, she wanted to make nice. So I didn't think Lisa needs to apologize because she already apologized, right? And I thought Monica definitely, wanted to acquiesce to Heather's wishes, to just make nice before the trip. Now, when it came to Lisa and Whitney, I definitely feel like here you see Lisa's self-centeredness again, because it's like, just etiquette wise, you don't give gifts in public unless you're giving everybody, usually. And Monica, she gave everybody, the rum and the little trinkets, whatever. But Lisa randomly given, Heather, whatever was a 420 weed based gift. It's like, why are you doing this at, Meredith's event, number one? Why are you gifting only one of the wives this when all the other wives are there? And then your friend, lost a best friend, who died. He didn't acknowledge her. So it's like Lisa was wrong on a lot of levels, in terms of etiquette. And then, with Whitney's feelings, it's like even Angie K, all these people that knew her way less, longer were like calling her immediately, hugging her. Meredith cried with her, messing up her own makeup at her event. And then Lisa's just in her own self-absorbed world. So again, Lisa, she got work to do on herself. Hopefully when she looks back, she'll kind of maybe see how she could have done things differently, but judging on how she blew up at the end, I don't think she sees how she was wrong. And she's going to be mad at Whitney for a while for even, calling her out on this. So what can you say?
Also, nice SAT word. We love acquiesce. Yes, acquiesce.
I accidentally skipped a scene. It was kind of small, but it was when Heather and Monica met up. And this is where Monica kind of apologized. And she did confirm she was going to Bermuda. But in this moment, Heather just basically says that she feels like, if she can dish it, she can take it. But we already talked about this earlier. Like, they were coming at that girl. I don't know why Heather is so... If Heather, listen, my thing is, Heather, just because you can take a beating from anybody does not mean everybody else should do that. Just because you don't have a backbone until it's too late does not mean people have to wait until they're like had enough to fight back. And you shouldn't. You should. You could actually learn a few things from Monica. Just a few. Okay, just a few. And we do see in this scene that Heather is kind of cautious about in that scene, cautious about Monica in general. All right, so in the last part of the episode at the event still, so Meredith gives her speech. Everybody's great. Monica gives her gifts to everybody. She says this is like a gift for, not, I guess, being so in a good mood at the last event. Some normal people tried to take some of the gifts. She was like, oh, no. This is for them, but you can have this because this person didn't show up. And I'm like, oh, tacky. You don't just sit, leave things there. But anyway, she gives it out, and Lisa is talking to Meredith, and Whitney. This whole event is just like, life is just too short. Life is just too short. So Lisa checks on Whitney again, and Whitney just basically says she's hurt, and she feels like she's being slighted by Lisa. She feels that Lisa could have consoled her more, could have been more for her. And how in the hell are you so close with Heather? Somebody used me last week. You can't even tell me, you can't give me a hug or cry with me, you being my friend and the first person that I gave this information to about my best friend passing. And so Lisa, she tells Lisa that she lacks self-awareness. And I was like, oh, girl, okay, somebody finally told her to her face. I didn't think it would be the little girl, but I'm glad somebody told her. But, Lisa is trying to get a word in, but Whitney is just like, no, I don't understand. You gave a gift to Heather. How are you giving her a gift? You giving her a gift. You're not giving me a hug, and you're not giving me this. And Lisa's like, is this about a gift, or is this about your best friend passing, or is this about Heather? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm just making sure because it sure seems like it's about Heather. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt like, is it about Heather? Because I wish Whitney would have just kind of stayed on her first little tip, but when she started bringing Heather, I'm like,
yeah,
this, I get it, but a part of me kind of did start thinking like, okay, is this about Heather? Because I mean, Whitney and Heather are not in a great place. They're cordial and it works, but we see next week that's not the case. So to close out this scene, she is kind of making it about Heather, at least in my opinion. But she says, "I'm always there for you. I'm always there for you, Lisa. And you like so much self-awareness. I don't understand. Like in this moment, you should be here for me, and you're so focused on this gift." So Whitney storms out, and Lisa heads over and has a meltdown, which is something she talked about earlier of Monica having. She has a meltdown. She's trying to take her mic off again, and I thought we was thinking another hot mic moment, but I think she stopped herself. However, the mic was a little warm because she said, you want to see about putting people first, just shut your effing mouth. And I'm like, ooh, so okay, so that's how you really feel. You feel that Whitney talks too much, which she does, but that's how you feel. So maybe you should tell your friend that. And
Lisa needs to make sure the mic is off before she stops talking. Like this lady continues to get caught on hot mics.
Exactly. She needs to get off the mic. When she's done talking, she needs to make sure is it off because she is a hot mic queen at this moment. This wasn't bad. This mic was a little lukewarm, but it was enough to be like, oh, that's how you feel.
The way she snapped at that production assistant trying to put it on. No, we are not putting this back on. I was like, they're just trying to do their damn job. They just trying to do their damn job. Don't yell at her.
Shantae, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? Do you feel that Whitney has a right to be mad at Lisa? Or do you think that, Lisa was, because Lisa did say, and this may not be true, I don't know, but she did say she didn't know how to console and be there for Whitney. She didn't know what to say to her. And I get that because, we've all been in spaces where something happens. And honestly, I'm the worst person when something happens. So like, I don't know what to say or do. Now, I'm not going to do like Lisa and I'm going to definitely give you a hug and just check on you. I'm not that damn self-absorbed, but sometimes we just don't know how to be there for a person, especially when it comes to grieving and death, because it's just, what can you really say? They gone. So I'm just saying. Shantae, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you have a great point about it's always awkward when something bad happens, and especially because they're in this celebratory environment, trying to, celebrate Meredith's jewelry, but then they know that their friend just lost her best friend. So I could see how maybe Lisa avoided Whitney because she didn't know what to say or how to say it, but at the same time, she is her friend, so Whitney getting upset is totally warranted. And I do think that Whitney actually kind of was showing Monica's point about kind of like the materialistic side to Lisa, because Lisa was, insisting, oh, like I bought you flowers are on the way, kind of missing the point that no, I want the person to person, feeling from you. I want the hug. I want the, the thoughtfulness, not just, the purchases behind it, So I think again, Lisa, she's got some self-work to do. And I think Monica's point did kind of show up in this episode that she's more into the things. And even that scene where she was, buying the clothes for her son, it just, there's like a disconnect there. She's very, very materialistic, and she doesn't necessarily show up as feeling as, deeply as one would think like a mom would feel, or even a friend, another friend's loss, So I do think that it could be awkwardness, or maybe her love language is, gifts and material things. Because even with her husband, she doesn't like listen to him. She pays him dust sometimes when she starts the conversation and she just goes in her phone. It's so weird, So I hope Lisa looks back on it and does some work. But again, I don't know if she can or will.
Jamie?
I have to give Lisa a little bit of grace, and I have to think about, because you can see, we've seen over the seasons, Whitney absolutely is the type of person who needs the comforting, needs the hug, needs the attention, needs the this, the this, the this. Not to say she's wrong on that. Lisa is not that kind of girl. If she were to take the love language test, words of affirmation or physical touch would not be her top two. I can clearly see like gifts and then gifts again. Like because she in the past she has placed an importance on I brought you flowers or I brought this over, I brought this. Like her language is not reassurance. Like that lady is not great at reassuring. So is it annoying? Absolutely. I don't deal well with people like that because I'm very much a words, a touch. Come, even if you're awkward, just hug me. This is what I need. But I have to learn to give people grace as well. So I can understand Whitney's point of needing it. Lisa is very cold. But at the same time, Whitney has to meet that lady where she is. If you know that this is the way that lady is, what makes you think she's going to be any different with you? But friendship is also a two-way street. You got to give a little bit. Like for me, it's a normal human response. If you know somebody is going through something traumatic, you go up and you give them a damn hug. Like I think all of us would. But I know there are some people that's just not where their mind goes. So cool. Meet people where they're at. Whitney kind of lost me a little bit when she just kept driving the point of like, you didn't come up and talk to me. You said hi, and why wouldn't you come and say hi? And I just texted you and I did this. In my mind, I'm like, in your own mind, you said it's been a weird 2 weeks. You haven't spoken with Lisa in 2 weeks. So why in your mind would you think that y'all were in a space for you to share that your best friend died and expect her to react the way that you wanted to react? Like y'all just had a fight. She was pushing entirely too hard. The focus got away from her friend passing and more to just like, you hurt my feelings. And that's where the old Whitney came up. And so I wasn't entirely mad with Lisa for like flipping because it's like, girl, come on. What is this really about? What are you upset about? Like, what's going on? The two of them just are, when they're good because they're essentially the same person when it comes to self-awareness. When they're bad, that's why they clash, because both of them want to be the one that's seen and heard and have the last word, and neither one of them want to give that to the other. So I don't think that this fight is going to get resolved by the end of this season. And if it is, it will very quickly be undone at that reunion. This is something that's been festering for a couple of seasons, and we've seen it kind of go back and forth. But Lisa was hot at the end of this conversation.
Yeah, I don't really feel bad for Whitney because Whitney is... I don't feel bad for either one of them. They're both seeing who the other person really is, because
multiple times
y'all wanted to befriend each other out of hate of someone else because that's what it came from. To be honest,
yep.
Whitney, you were so happy to be friends with Lisa. Now you got her as a friend, and you realize she's really not a great friend. Really
yeah,
she's not the
person what you asked for.
She's not the person that you can lean on in hard times. Because I mean, realistically, if you go back to this entire season, Lisa has been coming to Whitney about everything, until here recently when they had that issue, because Whitney has not, every time she tried to talk to Whitney, being like, I can't do this right now. I got this going on. This is, she's been like kind of dismissing, like, cause she left Whitney. She left Lisa sitting alone in that little booth at her event when she's trying to talk to her. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, now you see, you wanted it so bad. Now you got it. I do think she was going on and on and on. And like I do agree with you, Jamie. It did give me old like Whitney, because honestly, whether I think Lisa's in the right or wrong, like constantly telling somebody that you did something without saying how it can be fixed or how to resolve it, it's just like, what can you do? Like, you want me to sit here and listen to you go on or say the same thing 5 times? That's not productive. So why are we talking? Honestly, Lisa should have walked off from the conversation, to be honest, because Whitney explained how she felt 5 million times. She went on and on about a gift, about Heather, and like Jamie said, it became less about her friends passing and more about personal relationships. And that I'm like, so yes, she hit her with you don't have any self-awareness, but at the same time, what you see is what you get. Yeah, y'all got each other now. Now figure it out. They won't, because they're not meant to be friends. That's what happened when you become friends out of hating someone else. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, like the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. Like exactly. It is not. It's a momentary thing. And now you look stupid that y'all both made up with the person y'all hated on separate terms and never had a conversation with the other that y'all are done hating the bitch that y'all both were hating. Like y'all both just look stupid right now.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why Mary don't mess with anybody.
That's why she stays in her tacky house.
She stays in her tacky house and gets a new wig and doesn't show anybody.
Talks to her mannequins and sit in those Willy Wonka chairs. That's why she does that. But yes,
I imagine walking into her house. Sorry, sounds like Independent Women Part 2. That remix with the Willy Wonka music. That's what it's like walking. That's what it's like walking in Mary's house consistently.
Yeah,
it's just horns and whistles.
I don't know. That's crazy. Okay, but yeah, that concludes the episode. The next episode, it looks like Meredith is upset that she does not get a bathroom in her room. They do go to Bermuda. So things that we're getting towards the end. This is going to be good. I think this is where Heather finds out about Monica and this whole feud starts. And then we see tension between Lisa and Whitney, which then turns into an issue with Lisa and Heather, as Lisa tells Heather to shut the F up. And I'm like, oh. So this is gonna be interesting because Lisa, Whitney don't really talk like that. So I'm like, oh. This is how y'all been playing nice for so long. Now it's time. It's time to bring the claws out and talk about the issues. I really think old Whitney's about to come back. Drunk
absolutely.
Be back in full effect next week. I will not be living for her. Nope. We got some callers in the queue. We got 2 callers in the queue. And shout out to Shaquita Powell saying congrats to the Lean on reaching 3,000 subs. Yes, we did reach 3,000 subs. I don't know if it happened yesterday but when I woke up this morning, I saw it. I said, yay, come on, shout out to us. What a great role. We're celebrating 4 years here, and we've been committed to giving you guys some great content. We've expanded our family, and we hope to continue to expand because we just want to, be big. But thank you guys for supporting. So I'll go ahead and let our first caller on, who actually has been asking for the link all night and has given 3 super chats, and that is
absolutely
Punk Daddy. What's going on, Punk Daddy? How are you?
Hi.
Oh. Daddy.
Punk Dad, are you there? You probably got to unmute yourself or include your audio. I think Punk Dad having issues. Now, Punk Daddy.
Yeah, it looks like their cam
connected. When you join Punk Daddy, you join and you click allow audio, and it should bring you into the queue. You should be able to do it. It's like joining like any type of like online. It's like joining Zoom, kind of. Think of it like that. But she said, "Give me a sec." So I'll go ahead.
Give me a sec. Okay.
Let our next caller on, which is Demisio. Hey, Demisio.
Hey guys. Y'all were spot on. Like, oh my God, spot on with the Whitney and Lisa assessment at the end of the episode. Like, literally, y'all said everything that I was thinking about, like all of this. So yes, I love that. I did like Mary and Monica's little interaction. I thought it was very hilarious. I enjoy seeing Monica impersonate Lisa. It is so funny because it's
spot on too.
Spot on, especially the I love this. Like, that's exactly how Lisa is. They literally probably can do a compilation of Lisa saying that over the past 4 years. Like, it's hilarious. I did enjoy Meredith kind of gathering Lisa a little bit and, putting it all out on the table about how they feel with each other. And I feel like if we got a little bit more of that from this group of ladies, I think they would be okay instead of the passive aggressiveness that they seem to love to do with each other. And Heather, Lord have mercy. Like, for real, like, Heather just makes me so mad. Like, trying to compare Monica to Jen. Like, no, Jen just started arguments because she was bored. Monica be responding to the insults and the bullcrap that y'all be throwing at her. And the fact that Angie and Heather was omitting the part that Lisa started that whole argument last episode. Like, girl, it wasn't just because she said she would throw Monica off the wagon. It's because her saying she doesn't support women and then bringing her mama's drama into it. Like, that had anything to do with Lisa. That had nothing to do with her. And very inappropriate, because God knows if Monica would have said that about Lisa's mama, baby, we will be hearing about that up until next season. So it's just all hypocrisy, if you ask me. And the day that Heather point blank admits that she's the underlying issue in all of her friendships because she's extremely insecure and phony is the day she'll maybe find a little peace.
We'll find a little piece.
Okay, because she be so far up Lisa's behind. It's honestly sad. Like for real. It's just crazy. Like, girl, ain't this the same woman that didn't want to have nothing to do with you when the show first started? You spent all these years trying to suck up to her. Like, Heather is just pathetic, desperate, and it's just sad to watch. You would have thought by now that we're on year 4 that she'd learned something, but clearly she ain't learned a damn thing. Nothing.
Well, damn.
Okay, tell us how you feel, man.
You had something to get off your chest, Demisio.
That's all I got to say, though.
All right, thank you, Demisio.
All right,
bye, Demisio.
Thank you.
I had another comment, but I forgot. He took me off my comments. I was like, he went in, child. Okay, Ponte, are you there? Can you hear us? Can we hear you, rather? Are you there, Ponte? What's happening?
The audio keeps disconnecting every single time Punk Daddy comes on.
I don't know what's going on. I really want to get your commentary, but it's not allowing you to be great. What kind of fun? Are you calling on Android, Punk Daddy? I'm just saying. I gotta ask. Because
I know that StreamYard has some issues with the Android Google browser, or because we've gotten that before. From
StreamYard has an issue with one of the Safari sometimes too on the phone. I'm not really, maybe it's the laptop. I'm not really sure. Yeah,
because it's just showing that Punk Daddy devices is just not connected at all.
Nothing. It was a game. It was a game, but it wasn't a game to say that she does have respect for women. I mean, come on now. You can't mask that with a game and be like, oh, it's a game. Like, come on. She can respond to that. That's crazy, y'all. I'm all for people responding, when someone, because I mean, Monica was at peace at that table. She didn't really light the fire in that situation. Yeah, in the past, sure. But if somebody's responding, you can never tell somebody how far they can respond. I'm just saying, you just leave people alone, and that's just how I roll in real life. So
especially if y'all just got into it. Y'all just got into a screaming match at another event. What makes you think? What makes you think that you're going to say something to this lady and she's not going to chew you out?
Like they weren't even in a good space. So she's on the defense from this person. Like, it's just normal. Like,
because if Monica had done that, if the roles had been reversed and they'd asked Monica and Monica would have said, Lisa would have lost. You're so nasty. You're obsessed with me. Why are you obsessed with me? You're so rude. You're so mean. Lisa would have done the same thing.
I agree. Punk Dad, are you there?
Let's try again.
That's a tip now. You there? I don't know why I can't hear you. I don't hear you. I don't know. When you call in, you have to you just hit the link. It's pretty simple. You hit the link and you just make sure your audio is included, and that's it. You join in, but we can't hear you. I hear no audio coming from you, so I'm gonna have to let you down. Okay. I really wanted to hear your commentary, and we really appreciate the super chat today. You donated.
What is going on there?
My math right. $17. Thank you, Punk Daddy, for that. And if you continue to watch, which I'm sure you will, we'll make sure you get a priority in the line. Because sometimes we have lines, sometimes we don't. Tonight was a little mild, so I wanted to get you on, but unfortunately, the software is not allowing you to be great. Oh, no way in the
we got it.
Thank you. What in the world is going?
Gloria.
I hope nobody saw that. That was spam. Have to be. We got spam.
Yeah, that was spam.
We have really made it. I know that's right. Surprise! Gloria came here.
Surprise!
Surprise!
All right, y'all. We don't have any more callers in. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. It was a good show. We're gonna be here next week, same time. Make sure you guys check out our other shows. I put together these little banners. So, of course, Mondays, we got a little...
Hey! These are new. I like these.
Collective. We got a little Potomac. Then after Potomac, you can go ahead and watch Meredith Medicine on Tuesdays. Then you can come and watch us on Tuesdays right after that. And then a little Beverly Hills. And then end your week off with Miami because they on fire or whatever he's saying.
Miami's fire.
Long story short, we got a lot going on over here at the lane. We hear 6 shows a week. Some of us here multiple times of the week, but we're here to provide some great content, and we're dedicated to that. So we'll talk next time. It's okay, Funk Daddy. We got
okay,
you.
But it happens.
Yeah,
we'll get you.
Listen, we over here at the lane, we have low budget issues all the time. Not me,
Chad, Sammy, Antonio. I've never had one.
Everybody can be a little low budget over here except for me. So yeah, I get it.
And I think the browser has to be Safari. I think it doesn't work on Chrome on a phone, but they tell you to open
for the phone.
Safari. I think
it's probably a browser thing. So what you can do next time,
they also have an app,
is you go to, I don't know which one, but whatever, try a different browser, go to the browser and just paste the link in there. Whatever browser didn't work tonight, don't use that one though, because it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all like this video, subscribe. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you, Jamie. Check out Beverly Hills tomorrow and Miami at the end of the week. And we will see you guys next week. Okay, like, subscribe.
Y'all have a good night.